And now Becky Lynch. Went for the manhandle slam. AJ turns it around. Tap out. Tap out. Punk and AJ win.
AJ Lee is hospitalized after attack by Becky Lynch. The WWE Universe has been shaken to its very core. In a shocking turn of events that no one could have predicted, former WWE superstar AJ Lee has been hospitalized following a brutal and unexpected backstage attack allegedly carried out by none other than the man, Becky Lynch. The incident, which unfolded in front of stunned WWE personnel and a few lucky fans who happened to be in the arena at the time, has set the wrestling world on fire with speculation, outrage, and 1,000 unanswered questions. How did a verbal war between two legends spiral so violently out of control? And what does this mean for the future of both AJ Lee and Becky Lynch? Buckle up, because this story is as wild as anything you'll ever see in WWE. To fully understand the magnitude of this shocking confrontation, we need to rewind the clock just a bit. For weeks, rumors had been swirling that WWE executives were in talks with AJ Lee about a potential one-off appearance, or even a surprise return to the company. After years away from the ring, AJ had remained mostly private, making only occasional public appearances alongside her husband CM Punk. But when Punk made his own high-profile return to WWE, the wrestling world began buzzing with the idea that AJ could be next. Social media lit up with dream match predictions, and at the very top of every fan's wish list was a showdown between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. At first, this fantasy matchup seemed like harmless speculation. Becky herself even stoked the flames in interviews, calling AJ one of the toughest competitors of her generation, and teasing that she'd love to test herself against the best of the past. AJ, never one to back down from a verbal sparring match, responded on a podcast with a sly grin and a pointed remark. "I respect what Becky's done," AJ said, "but she's called herself the man for a long time. Maybe it's time someone reminded her who built the house she's standing in." That comment, as playful as it may have sounded, was enough to spark a frenzy among fans, and apparently, it also lit a fuse inside Becky Lynch. Over the next few weeks, the tension escalated through social media posts, subtle digs during interviews, and even sly references on WWE programming. Becky would drop cryptic lines in her promos like, "Some people talk about building houses, but I'm the one tearing down walls," while AJ would repost fan art depicting herself holding Becky's championship high in the air. It was all in good fun, until it wasn't. Fast forward to last Friday night. WWE was holding a live taping at an undisclosed arena, with Becky scheduled for a high-profile segment. Backstage sources say AJ Lee had quietly been invited to the show for a private meeting with executives, reportedly to discuss the terms of a potential in-ring return. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Becky became aware of AJ's presence just moments before her own segment was set to air. What happened next is still being pieced together, but the picture that's emerging is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Several production staff members claim they saw Becky storm through the hallway with an intensity that made even seasoned crew members step aside. She allegedly confronted AJ near the dressing rooms, and what started as a heated verbal exchange quickly spiraled into a physical altercation. One witness described the scene as chaos, saying Becky was shouting about respect and accusing AJ of living off Old Glory, before shoving her against a wall. AJ reportedly tried to defuse the situation, but Becky, clearly enraged, allegedly delivered a hard forearm that sent AJ sprawling to the floor. Security rushed to break up the fight, but not before AJ suffered a frightening blow to the back of her head during the scuffle. Paramedics were called immediately as AJ lay motionless for several terrifying seconds. She was quickly transported to a nearby hospital, leaving a trail of shocked wrestlers, staff members, and fans wondering how things had escalated to such a dangerous level. Within minutes, the news leaked online. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit with eyewitness accounts and shaky cell phone footage of the aftermath. The hashtag pray for AJ trended worldwide within an hour, with thousands of messages of support pouring in from current and former WWE stars. Even wrestlers who are typically tight-lipped about backstage incidents spoke out. Bayley tweeted, "This isn't who we are. Sending love to AJ." Natalya posted a heartfelt message, praying for a speedy recovery for AJ Lee. Wrestling is supposed to be about competition, not this. Meanwhile, Becky Lynch's name began trending for all the wrong reasons. Fans who once cheered her as the rebellious hero of WWE's women's revolution suddenly found themselves questioning her actions. Was this a momentary loss of control, or something deeper? Why would one of the most respected figures in modern wrestling allegedly attack a retired legend unprovoked? WWE itself quickly issued a terse statement confirming that an incident had taken place backstage and that an internal investigation was underway. The company declined to name Becky directly, but the implication was clear. Within hours, Becky was pulled from scheduled live events for the weekend, with officials citing unforeseen circumstances. As the world waited for updates, reporters scrambled to learn more about AJ's condition. Early hospital reports described her injuries as serious but not life-threatening. Doctors confirmed she suffered a concussion and required several stitches to close a cut on her forehead. While she was reportedly alert and responsive, AJ was kept overnight for observation due to concerns about potential swelling around the brain. Fans outside the hospital held vigil, holding signs and chanting her name late into the night. The outpouring of love underscored just how deeply AJ is still cherished by the WWE Universe. While AJ focused on recovery, all eyes turned to Becky Lynch. Would she remain silent, or would she speak out? After nearly 24 hours of speculation, Becky finally broke her silence with a late-night post on X, formerly known as Twitter. The message was as shocking as the incident itself. "I don't run from the truth," Becky wrote. "I confronted AJ because words have consequences. I regret that things went too far, but I won't apologize for defending my legacy. This isn't over." The post instantly ignited another firestorm. Fans and fellow wrestlers alike were stunned by Becky's refusal to offer a full apology. Some applauded her honesty, arguing that AJ's comments about reminding Becky who built the house were unnecessarily provocative. Others condemned Becky's statement as tone-deaf, pointing out that AJ was lying in a hospital bed while Becky seemed more concerned with protecting her image than expressing remorse. Behind the scenes, WWE executives are said to be furious. According to insiders, Triple H and other high-ranking officials held an emergency meeting to discuss disciplinary action, including possible suspension or even stripping Becky of her upcoming title shot at the next pay-per-view. One source described the mood as tense and volatile, with some officials demanding Becky be made an example of to protect the company's image. Another insider hinted that Becky's star power complicates matters, as WWE risks alienating fans and losing ticket sales if they act too harshly. Meanwhile, AJ Lee's camp has remained mostly silent, offering only a brief update through a spokesperson. AJ appreciates the incredible support from fans around the world. She is resting comfortably and focused on her recovery. At this time, she asks for privacy and has no further comment on the incident. However, a close friend reportedly told a wrestling journalist that AJ was heartbroken and shocked by Becky's actions, adding that AJ never intended for their war of words to become physical. The wrestling community is now sharply divided. On one side are those who view Becky's actions as an unforgivable betrayal